In 1989, deep in Egypt's western desert, a team of oil surveyors spotted something impossible. A metallic reflection, half buried under waves of shifting sand. When they dug closer, they uncovered the skeletal remains of an aircraft. Not crashed, not broken, buried. The cockpit was sealed. Inside, a mummified pilot, still wearing his flight suit. But the strangest part was not the body. It was the question. Why was the jet buried perfectly intact, hundreds of miles from any airbase? The plane was quickly identified, a Soviet-made MiG-23. Its markings? Libyan Air Force. Within days, the Egyptian military sealed off the area. Reporters were told it was a training accident. But the data did not add up. The MiG was not destroyed on impact. It had landed, softly. Its landing gear was down. Someone had taken the time to dig a shallow trench, cover the jet with sand, and vanish. Whoever flew that plane did not crash here. He chose this place. The pilot's name was Major Basim al-Khalil, 32 years old, one of Libya's best aviators. According to Libyan records, he disappeared during a routine training flight near Tobruk. The official report said his jet suffered a navigation failure. That was on June 9, 1980, almost 9 years before the plane was found. For nearly a decade, the desert had kept its secret. During the 1980s, Libya sat at the center of Cold War tension. A Soviet client state run by Gaddafi, hostile to both the United States and Egypt. Pilots like Basim were trained in Soviet tactics, their loyalty absolute. But after Egypt signed a peace treaty with Israel in 1979, Gaddafi considered Egypt a traitor. Airspace between the two countries became a live wire. When radar first tracked Basim's jet veering off course, the Libyans assumed engine failure. But as he crossed into Egyptian airspace, then deeper and deeper still, no one could explain why. Command, this is Echo 2. I am maintaining altitude, the log reads. Compass malfunction, attempting visual navigation. It was his last transmission. Military experts later analyzed his flight path. With his fuel reserves, Basim could have only flown 500 kilometers, barely enough to reach the border. Yet his plane was found 700 kilometers deep inside Egypt. There was only one explanation. Somewhere along the way, he must have landed, refueled, and taken off again. But where? The desert is flat, empty, and silent. No fuel depots, no runways, no signs of life. Egyptian intelligence quietly launched a classified investigation. Theories began to spread. Some said Basim defected, trying to escape Gaddafi's regime and start over. Others believed he was on a secret reconnaissance mission ordered by the Soviets, using Libyan cover. And then, there were stranger theories, that he was transporting something, documents, technology, or even weapons, meant to vanish with him in the sand. When investigators opened the cockpit, they found nothing but the pilot's bones, and a small notebook written in Arabic and Cyrillic. The contents, classified to this day, but the handwriting was not Libyan, it was Russian. Imagine the mind of a pilot lost in the void, flying over nothing but endless beige horizon. The instruments flicker, the compass spins, radio static drowns out command. You are utterly alone, your only company the sound of your own breathing. Did Basim panic, or did he find peace in the silence? Forensic teams later noted something odd. His ejection seat was intact, unused. The canopy locked from inside. Whatever happened up there? He did not want to leave the plane. When the MiG was excavated, engineers found the sand had preserved it almost perfectly. Even the paint was visible under the dust. The body inside was mummified by heat and dryness, frozen in time. But as the military prepared to transport it, something else surfaced. A second radar record, hidden in Egyptian archives. On the same day, Basim vanished. A United States spy satellite captured an unidentified jet flying erratically near Egypt's southern border before vanishing mid-flight. The coordinates matched exactly where the MiG was later found. Egypt never released their findings. Libya denied the jet was theirs. The Soviet Union, silent as always. By the time the Cold War ended, the case had already faded, absorbed into the desert like another lost relic. Journalists who investigated were warned off. One Egyptian officer later hinted, "Some secrets are meant to be buried twice." Decades later, satellite imagery rediscovered the site, now just a faint scar in the sand. Online sleuths began piecing together clues: flight paths, Soviet pilot manuals, declassified radar logs. One anonymous researcher posted a theory that Basim was not flying alone, that another jet accompanied him, one that never appeared on record. A ghost flight, whether he was a defector, a spy, or a man lost to his own instruments. Basim's story is about isolation, the kind that eats through metal and memory alike. In the desert, time does not move forward. It buries everything in silence. The MiG became his coffin, the desert, his monument. Nearly 40 years later, archaeologists returned to the site. Nothing remained. The wind had erased even the shallow trench. Only one fragment was found, a piece of painted aluminum, still bearing the words, Echo 2. The last transmission of a man who vanished into sand, sky, and history. In the end, it was not the crash that killed him. It was the silence that followed.